Welcome back to FPL Banter podcast. With myself, Mopey, we have Alex
Wait.
and Woody.
Hello.
And apparently today has to be a shorter podcast because Alex said we're out of time.
So that's it. You just need to talk about your team and that's it. And we wrap up.
So, well, funny enough, this week actually we thought we wouldn't have that much to talk about because it was such a short game week. But lo and behold, COVID has gone and screwed with all our plans.
Yeah, it's brought fixtures into the game week. It's changed fixtures within the game week.
So I think the major thing is Spurs Villa has been replaced with Spurs Fulham, which I didn't think they could do. Just be like, right, someone else want to play against them, but apparently you can.
Like, if we knock together a team, could we have a game?
Yeah, I mean, it could be quite possible a Fulham player had like a date that night or had something going on. And he's like, "What? I've got a match now."
I mean, let's face it, they were off. They had the week off.
Yeah,
it's like, I mean, that's got to stack the odds in Tottenham's favour, right? For Fulham going from basically like sitting around eating Christmas leftovers, just like, not even thinking about football, and then being like, "Oh yeah, now you're gonna go play Tottenham," and you haven't played in about 10 days. So good luck.
Well, you just know that Mourinho, if he wins the game, he won't say anything. But if he loses, he'll be like, "Well, we prepared for Villa, so there you go. That's what happens."
Well, there's no Jack Grealish in the Fulham team.
Is he French now?
Yes. There's a good French accent, though. You do a good French accent.
Yeah. I mean, I know he speaks French. Was that an imitation of you doing Mourinho when he speaks French?
Yeah, that was French Mourinho.
Okay. Right. Well, anyway, should we talk about our game week? So we did pretty well last week. The average was 56 and we came in with 70.
Wait,
but I don't think we. Yeah, it's not we. I think it's Woody really because that was his choice. It was his choices, right?
You're right. It was me. But secondly, Eric, you're going to love this. I'm actually claiming we got 88 points.
Oh God, why?
Because as we said in the podcast, or as I said in the podcast, I actually wanted Tierney instead of Bellerin, but we didn't have the 0.2, and we base our team on 100 mil. Whereas by this stage in the season, everybody's got more than 100 mil. So I'm actually saying I had Tierney, and we got 88 points.
Okay,
and that is why we
88.
And those are the reasons why Woody is very hard to play against in the mini league. That just shows you that illustrates perfectly.
There's a separate point scoring system with Woody and then the actual FPL one. So it never seems to go in our favor, though. He never seems to sort of go, actually, you scored 100 points this week.
No, why would I? Why would I help you out? That's your job.
Yeah.
Anyway. But you take my point. Like I was saying, I'm getting Bellerin because we can't afford Tierney, but if you should get Tierney. And to be fair, I was absolutely right. 18 points.
Well, why do I bang on every week how our team fits in 100 mil budget when, according to you, it doesn't?
What do you mean?
Well, because I'm saying it fits in. Oh, is it because you're concerned the fact that we've lost money based on our...
No. I'm just saying that by now, nobody's only got 100 mil budget. Everyone's got about like 101 at least. Because of the way everyone
sounds like a challenge. Let's find someone who's got less than 100 mil budget.
I'm sure there'd be someone, but you know what I'm saying? Like the fact that we still have 100 mil is very disingenuous.
Okay, right. Well, anyway, let's do a bit of a wrap up.
But anyway, it was still a good week, and in spite of the fact that Bellerin, bless him, was 4 minutes off a cleanie and he got booked, so he got 0. What a and we had no goalkeeper because you said in the podcast we shouldn't have someone from Burnley and Fulham, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll change him, and I didn't. So we should have had another couple of points for Areola being someone else, but we still did well. It was mainly the Spurs game. Kane and Son, can't go wrong. Also Saiss and Neto, my two boys from Wolves, and old faithful Fernandez, you can't go wrong. And we actually had 6 points on the bench as well with Soufal, but yeah,
we were the visionaries. We didn't have any Salah, and all you other mugs with your Salah, huh?
Eric, how'd that go?
Not well. Right.
And to be fair, I'm pretty sure I wanted KDB, but you wouldn't let me have him. So
no, I can't see how KDB would fit in that team budget wise. See, now you're talking about a whole different thing. If you can't afford Tierney, how are you affording KDB.
Well, I definitely couldn't afford KDB, but yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
well,
it was a good week. It was a good week. I'm happy with that. I felt happy. I felt like I'd done us proud.
There's some good things and some bad things that have come out this week. So good things are points. Bad things, injuries. So DCL apparently has done his hamstring. Cheers for that.
Yeah, but I mean, I was reading the thing earlier. Apparently, it's not a serious one, and he actually had it before the West Ham game, and he played the West Ham game. So it's just, it's one of those. I think it's similar to the Vardy thing, where it's like he's had this little niggle, and they're just going to let him rest it.
I think what the issue I have is that, you know, when we see red, like the red color, it looks more dramatic than it is, and he's red right now, which to me it's like, well, he may as well. I won't see him until next season because you know. Think of the fact that Van Dijk is red as well, so they should not be on the same level. There should be a different scale.
Is this like the orange card philosophy? There should be something in between.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there's been a few. Taylor, he's done his hamstring. So has there's been quite a few injuries. Oriol Romeu and so on. So basically, it's just the season, isn't it?
I don't think anybody's too worried about Romeu not playing. I think we can gloss over that one. Jamal Lewis,
Nyland is still in Denmark. He hasn't come back.
There's rumors Bailey Peacock Pharrell Williams is going to get transferred.
Peacock Pharrell.
Oh God. I don't know why. This just reminded me one time. Sorry, just a quick tangent. Basically, one time, will.i.am, the rapper, went on a French TV show, and his name was subtitled below as "Will Je suis,"
which is will.i.am.
Oh God!
Those French, they take everything so literally.
Sorry. Okay. So this all came from Alex asking about Peacock Pharrell.
Peacock Pharrell Williams. Oh God! Stop it.
It's too much. All right.
Okay. So we've talked about the big injuries, but what about the other highlights from the last game week?
Well, I did hear that Romeu only has a calf injury, so you should.
What was because to be honest, I've been sort of analysing a lot of the FA Cup games, so I can't even remember the details of the last Premier League game week. So why don't you boys?
Well, Leeds lost 3-0, right, to Spurs. That was a good combo. That was good for the old Kane and Son train, which I think most people are on. Then you have 3-3 Wolves Brighton, which I think was a lot more open than probably we thought it would be, right?
Yeah.
And well, you've got who scored their own goal?
Yeah, it's Burn, but Dunk. He's that defender that everyone gets to get the old header, and he finally got his goal. And if you get him now, he probably won't get another one for about 6 months. So.
Yeah, he's no Saiss.
And then Southampton surprised Liverpool, winning 1-0, and they deserved it. Liverpool were
shocking.
Oh, they were
shockingly
awful,
bad.
Honestly, I mean, I know I love Trent, and I keep trying to say he's going to have a resurgence and start playing well, but my word, he was terrible in that game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, apparently Klopp came out this. Oh God.
What?
Sorry, Klopp said this week in the media that Trent had COVID over summer, so that's why he apparently has not been playing well this week. He didn't come out. That's what I mean.
Honestly, I thought he had COVID. I thought he'd had COVID and recovered, but had no energy because that's how he's been playing.
You're like one of those dogs that sniffs out diseases in people. You watch a game and you're like, COVID. He's had COVID.
Definitely had COVID.
I think one of the highlights for all the non-Robertson owners was Robertson got 1 point due to his yellow card and no clean sheet. So that was good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't a great day for the Liverpool back three.
No.
And apparently Klopp's saying they're not going to sign a centre back to replace.
No need, mate. You got Fabinho. You got Fabinho.
It's inexplicable, isn't it? It's just
weird.
inexplicable.
It's like, oh, because we don't have the money. I was like, all right.
I've noticed Klopp is very emotional in press conferences these days. Like he seems to lose it quite a bit.
No, yeah, he's definitely angry about something, isn't it? Maybe he's got COVID.
Maybe you should ascertain that next time you watch
I'll
Liverpool
watch him.
game.
I'll watch him running up and down the line. I'll tell you another highlight from last week, which is again another I told you, although not in our FPL team. Souček knock one in against Everton.
Good thing he didn't knock one out. That's
my boy Souček that I always keep as my number one sub and never get the points.
Yeah. What's going on today? Shambolic. Anyway, Man City.
Completely. City
completely destroyed Chelsea. Yeah. So it was strange to watch because City were obviously missing quite a few big names and so on, and KDB was a striker. The whole thing was weird, and yet they played really well and won very comfortably. So
yeah, there was. I mean, it was good for KDB owners to see KDB playing as a striker, but also a little bit annoying because now everybody's going to get on that train, and probably rightly so with the fixtures they've got. But...
yeah. But I mean, Pep was all like, "Oh, this was Man City of 2 years ago, wasn't he?"
He was, yeah, with no striker. But yeah, he was like, yeah, but you're right, he was. Yeah, this is playing like we were two seasons ago, which I kind of agree with. Like, I mean, I know you've been banging on that they've been rubbish this season. I prefer to call them a slow burn, but now they're pretty hot. Got their old mojo back.
Yeah, a bit like Arsenal, who won 4-0 against West Brom.
I tell you what, it was a great game to watch.
Yeah, it was a good game.
And with the snow and the stuff, it was quite dramatic. Like it was, I was actually awake even for some of guys tuning in now. I live in Hong Kong, so my body clock was about 3 a.m. But yeah, so I was actually awake for that one. I couldn't sleep, so I watched it, and it was a really good game actually. Definitely. The Tierney train has left the station. Luckily, I was on it a couple of stops before.
I remember in game week 14 when you dropped Leno, and then since then he's had 8, 6, 7.
Yeah, but I got Edison, who also did have cleanies and then got COVID. So,
all right.
That is a bit annoying. That is a bit annoying. I did time that pretty badly.
Shall we move on to our team of the week? Which, as Woody has pointed out, doesn't fit in a 100 mil budget. so that's something to take into account. And also, it's one that caters this week. Well, if people don't know, I'm doing the team this week, so that's me. And these two guys don't know what I've done, and so I'm gonna basically show them right now.
This is the
big
reveal,
looking at, fellas. This is it. So this team is supposedly fits in a wild card sort of budget, and it is the best team for the week, according to me. So I'll take you through it.
Okay. Again,
the other guys, you can feel free to comment.
Yeah, are we changing it? Like, if we give you enough shit, are you going to change it?
Oh, I'll definitely accept that. Yeah, for sure. And to be honest, I can already see some issues. But anyway, we'll do it one step at a time. So
I can already see 2 issues.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's been a hectic day in the sense that there's been matches changed, there's been injuries, there's been all sorts of stuff. So in goals, I've got Darlow. What do you think about that, Woody?
Did you hear the conversation I had with Alex earlier about the Darlow Dubravka thing?
Yeah, Dubravka's back, is it?
Yeah. So I wouldn't say he's particularly banked, but then I see your first sub is Matty Ryan, who not only hasn't played for the last 4 weeks, he's also being transferred out. So very unlikely to play either. And even if he was, he's playing City. So I reckon your goalkeeper choices so far pretty much blow.
It's a poor start, but
it's not a good start.
You know what? You have to give me a chance here because as we all know in FPL, we're going to be selecting main players and then we'll go back to the goalkeeper. So if you will allow that at least.
Oh, that's a good get out clause. I like that.
Yeah. So okay, so in defense, I'm playing 3 at the back, so 2 defenders on the bench. So my defenders for this week are none other than the defensive rock, Stonesy.
Oh my God!
What are we thinking? Stonesy.
The rock that is Stones. No, I like Stonesy.
John Stones.
I'm weirdly a big fan. But pre-season, I was all about Laporte but he's just not there. And Stones is the new Laporte, and he's like $1 million cheaper. So yeah, I'm a big fan.
Okay.
He scored with his crotch, didn't he, against Manchester United?
That's the best way to score in a derby game, isn't it? Off the dick.
Yeah, so that's you know what? The only issue I have with him is the pepper that. We'll come back to that. And then moving on, I've got Eric Peters, who is replacing Charlie Taylor, as far as I know at the moment. I always get my left backs and right backs mixed up.
Yeah, it's true. I love this. It's basically Eric admitting it's a shot in the dark. I've done no research, but it's a name. No. It's a name from Burnley.
No. If Woody, if you knew anything, you'd know that in game week 14 he came on for 21 minutes. Okay. I think he's nailed in Burnley, and we're going for the cleanie. At the end of the day, Burnley are playing Manchester United, and we all know that goes. So
yeah, exactly. Right. Cleanie guaranteed, right?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I agree. Taylor's injured. Peters is the natural left back. He will come in, and and if not, then he actually plays a bit further forward on the left. The only question I have there is, could you not find a better 4.4 defender or 4.5 defender with a better fixture?
There's hate. There's a lot of hate flying around today.
Bearing in mind how much you've been banging on about how crap Sheffield United are, even though I think they may have turned a corner, yet you don't have any Newcastle defenders.
Well, I've got Darlow. Do you understand where I'm coming from now, Woody? Darlow was my Newcastle rock.
Yeah, and that's been
okay, we'll come back to it. Come back to it. So I finally got someone that I don't think anyone can argue with.
Dyer, yeah.
Eric Dyer.
I think I could argue.
Really?
Eric Dyer
he plays a 90. He plays in the full 90, Woody. He hasn't not played.
And there's no other Spurs defender you could afford?
No, and he's fluent in Portuguese. So I feel like him and Mourinho go out for like chorizo and stuff,
Yeah, but a Portuguese one.
Yeah, port things
all
like
right,
that.
I'll give you Dyer. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
And then my two sub defenders, for obvious reasons, are cheap. It's Kilman and Mitchell, who unfortunately Mitchell looks like he might lose his place to Van Aanholt, but maybe not. I mean, he's been playing.
Yeah, he has been playing. Van Aanholt was in the naughty books, on the naughty step, was placed there after who'd they get thrashed by? It was the Liverpool game. I think it was after that. Then a lot of the defenders got cycled out. But
okay, so midfields. Then we're looking at 5 midfielders. We've got KDB captain. I'm not gonna take anything from you, Woody. Alex, anything to say about that?
That is literally the first good thing you've said.
Okay. There's a Zaha train that's happening. So Zaha against Arsenal, I feel good about that. And we got a bit of Bruno Fernandes, tried and tested, and then Son. And the last one is maybe a little bit out there, but Saka. I think he's been quite good form, and his price tag 5.3 justifies.
I don't think he's out there. I think he's.
I don't think he's out there. I think a lot of people will be getting him for the season going forward at that price, because he's basically starting ahead of Willian and Pepe.
Okay,
and I've got him in my team. I like him.
Right. Well, that's the midfield, and then the forwards. So we got Harry Kane. So no surprises there. And then the other two, which might be a little bit out there. So I've only got 2 on the pitch. So at the moment, I've got Kane and Lacazette on the pitch. How are we feeling about Lacazette?
Yeah,
I'm happy with Lacazette.
He's been good form and good fixture. Yeah, it's not bad.
All right, and then the controversial element of the team. Got a bit of Andy Carroll on the bench. And my reasoning for this is I watched him play against Arsenal in the FA Cup, and he was pretty on it. And he should have won the game, really, but he didn't. So I think as a sub striker, I feel good about it, and the price tag also helping out in that respect. So if there's no issues with the forwards and the mids, maybe we can just sort out this defense. So I'm suggesting
I do have a slight issue. As I would say, one of the lessons we've learned this season is the value of a deep bench. And this week in particular, with all the COVID flying around, I definitely think this is the week for the deep bench. And you've got Carroll, Kilman, and Mitchell. And Ryan.
I mean,
I don't think it get much shallower. That is the shallow end of shallow.
But have you considered the Wilson injury, Woody?
I have, and even then, that's still one player who might play, and then Mitchell and Kilman who also might play, which is not likely, and Ryan who won't play.
All right. Why don't we get Dubravka back in there?
Well, no,
release
no,
0.2.
No.
No, I think what Woody's saying
is it's roulette-y. Like, I
to be safe,
who's going to start?
To be safe, you should get Darlow as well. So basically, have Darlow and Dubravka in your goal, but that's expensive.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Leno's still 5 million.
He's pretty sure, Alex. Would you put money on pretty sure?
Oh, it's 4.9.
Oh, it's 4.9. I'll have it.
Suck the big one.
I'll have it. Okay, so I've always said Leno is my goalkeeper of choice. And then I'll replace my other goalkeeper with 4.0.
And now you could actually get the Brighton goalkeeper who is playing, who's still going to get thrashed by City if you really want.
Okay, so after much deliberation and abuse, I have decided to put in the old reliable Leno. I've gone against my guns, and I've always said don't get an Arsenal defender, and here I am getting an Arsenal defender, and I'm gonna definitely put this down to being pressured into this decision.
Well,
unless he comes home with a 17-pointer, in which case it'll be my choice.
I mean, I'm not saying Darlow won't play. I'm just saying there's a risk. But then, I'm surprised you didn't go for the Tierney train.
No.
You
won't play, mate. No. Kieran Clark, old reliable Clarky. So he's in my team now. And so basically, the changes have been Clark and Leno have come in, and they have replaced Eric Peters and Darlow. So that's the team now, and the team will be up on FPLBanter.com. Will be on the social media. And
you changed Forster as well. You put Forster in instead of old Matty Ryan as well.
Matty Ryan. Where is he going, Woody? Seeing as you know so much about it.
I don't know where. I just the hot rumor is that he's either requested or he's been transfer listed. Put it that way.
The hot rumor.
Where do you read these hot rumors?
Which I didn't realize was a thing. Like I remember, we used to play like Premier Manager and stuff or Football Manager. You know, I put him on the transfer list to get him listed. In real life, I didn't realize that was actually still a thing, like going on the transfer list. Like, surely people just come and ask for you these days. You know, oh, we'll have him. Is he available?
Yeah, true. And captain and vice. Just to be clear, KDB captain, vice Fernandez. Are we happy with that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'd be tempted. I'm tempted with Kane or Son, to be honest, because Kane wasn't even on the bus traveling against Marine during the week, right? So he's been really thoroughly rested. So if people are considering him as a captain, I don't think that's a stupid choice.
Yeah. Or I think maybe a Vicey over Fernandez. Because I'm not sure Burnley will be a particularly scory game, whereas Spurs Fulham could be a thrashing.
It could be.
And we've all decided at the end of this pod that it wasn't very fun, really, doing the whole who's on top of KDB thing. So, yeah, we all just collectively agreed to stop doing that.
Oh, did we? Is that because he had a good week?
Nah.
Is that because he's basically on the same points as Mane and you're not giving any Mane owners any crap?
Mane's not being informed this season for some reason.
No.
Anyway, so just a few players that we wanted to just say... just to finish up with, that might be worth considering. And they were actually originally in my team, but I took them out. Wan-Bissaka, one of them. What do we think?
Against Burnley, yeah. I mean, I'd say yes. Yeah, if you can afford him, because he's what, 5.3, is he? Yeah, 5.3.
Yeah, I mean, this week with this fixture, yes. Going forward with Liverpool in the double game week and just for the season, I would say no.
But I mean, for 5.3, I think as Woody has been saying loads of times, is that you could actually go for Man City defense, which is maybe a little bit better than Man City.
I think Cancelo is still 5.3, I believe.
Yeah, 5.8, but yeah.
Oh.
Anyway,
I'm not sure what I was thinking of.
Stones.
Can we just say one thing? What he said, he's still 5.3. Literally has never been 5.3. Still.
I meant the other Cancelo. It's like the Traores. They pop up everywhere.
Right. The next one I wanted to bring up was I'll give you a comparison. Okay. Rashford or Martial?
Rashford.
Yeah, I think it is Rashford there.
But then it's forward versus midfielder.
And it's also, to be honest, Martial is more differential. So if you want to be differential, I think Martial is a good choice. And as well, because forwards is a bit dry this game week, because we're not sure about Wilson as well, if he's going to be playing. So there's a lot of things. So I would personally say, for the sake of argument, Martial.
Okay. And just two more players to consider, and then Holding and Smith Rowe. So both Arsenal players, both quite cheap. They could come into your team, and it looks like if this Arsenal resurgence continues, these two players get you a few points. What do you reckon?
Yeah, and they're both rested. Yeah,
I think Smith Rowe. I'm more. My eyes are more for Smith Rowe. I'm all about Smithy.
No, I agree. Was he 4.4?
Yeah.
Is he still 4.4? He's still 4.4. Yeah, no, actually, there's a bit more on this in the midweek roundup, which will be published before the pod goes out, or around the time the pod goes out. But yeah, no, I like the Holding, Saka, Smith Rowe trio at Arsenal. I think it's very affordable and definitely worth getting into.
And you've got to commend, just very quickly, you've got to commend the turnaround that has happened, going from people were saying relegation favourites for Arsenal, and then now they're kind of smashing it. So
yeah, from Championship to Champions League in 4 games, eh?
Yeah,
I was thinking when I was watching the last defeat he had, I was just thinking to myself, he's not going to survive this. He's going I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and get fired. But then they kept him, and now he's won 4 on the trot in all competitions. And it just goes to show, if they had fired him, they'd never know that this was possible.
Yeah,
so I'm glad they didn't.
I mean, he had quite a rebuild to do. I think the problem with Arteta was the fact that he won the FA Cup, and then they're like, well, we can just go on from here. You know, so he set the bar for himself too high.
I think another thing that people don't consider is the finances. That actually he's one of the lowest paid managers in the Premier League. So he's only being paid $5 million a year, which is weird because that's less than his own players. So you'd think that your boss should be paid more than you, because it's kind of like the chain of command.
But aren't managers generally paid less than the players?
I think so. Yeah.
It all depends. Like Mourinho and Pep and Klopp wouldn't fall in that category, but yeah.
You reckon?
No, I think they are. I think they're only earning about 8. Well, anyway, doesn't really matter to this conversation.
Going off topic.
Anyway, so we'll be back on Friday morning, because now the games have all been rescheduled to Saturday for next game week, and hopefully give you an update, give you a new pod. And until then, I'm wishing you very best of luck.
Yes,
good luck, guys.
More games get cancelled.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Cheers.
Bye.